Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into a really incredible story today called Max and the Lantern of Loyalty. It's all about a little boy and his remarkably brave dog. And we're going to explore this together to pick up some absolutely wonderful lessons.
Okay, let's dive into this. Before we actually meet our heroes, I want you to think about a really big question. What makes someone a truly great friend? Just think about your own best friends for a second. Is it someone who plays tag with you? Or maybe someone who shares their favorite snacks? I mean, those are great things for sure. But today, we are going to talk about a very special word called loyalty and how it makes friendship even stronger.
Section 1. Meet Max and Adam.
So, picture this. Our story kicks off in a tiny, peaceful little village nestled right near these beautiful green hills. And this is where we meet Adam, a little boy and his absolute best friend in the whole wide world, a small brown dog named Max. Max was, well, he was a super happy dog. His tail wagged literally all the time. Every single morning, he'd happily trot right beside Adam all the way to school. Max loved Adam so much, and they just had this wonderful, happy, everyday life together.
Section 2. The Scary Rainy Night.
Well, one afternoon, things took a bit of a turn. Adam had to stay late at school to finish up a special drawing project. And while he was stuck inside, these dark, heavy clouds started gathering in the sky. By evening, heavy rain was just pouring down, and a really fierce wind started howling through the village. By the time night fell, the dirt roads had turned completely muddy, wet, and incredibly slippery. You can kind of see how the weather just progressively worsened, right? And because of all this dark, stormy weather, Adam was feeling really scared about having to walk all the way home by himself.
Just as Adam was walking along, feeling, his absolute most frightened, he suddenly heard a super familiar sound behind him in the dark. Woof, woof. Can you guess who that was? That energetic little bark belonged to a very friendly face who had braved the pouring rain just to find him.
It was Max. But get this, Max didn't just show up empty-handed. He brought a literal warm light into the rain. Adam's mother had carefully tied this small lantern right around Max's neck. So, as Max trotted up to his best friend, the warm, glowing light from the lantern helped Adam finally see that slippery, muddy road clearly. He wasn't all alone in the dark anymore.
Section 3. Crossing the Wobbly Bridge.
Now, to get home, they actually had to cross this small wooden bridge over the river. And because of all that heavy rain we talked about, the river was rushing so fast and the bridge looked weak, wobbly, and honestly pretty dangerous. Adam was just way too afraid to step foot on it. So, brave little Max took the lead. And this brilliantly illustrates how he helped. Step 1, he walked super slowly onto the bridge. Step 2, he showed Adam exactly where to step so he'd be safe. They were crossing it so carefully together, step by step, until suddenly, oh no, Adam's foot slipped right near the edge.
"Max!" Adam shouted. It was a completely terrifying moment. But Max didn't freeze, not even for a second. The brave little dog quickly grabbed Adam's jacket right in his teeth. With absolutely all his might, Max pulled his best friend away from that slippery edge and right back to safety. It was just an incredible rescue.
Section 4. What is true loyalty?
So let's pause here for a second and talk about what loyalty really means. Basically, loyalty is staying by someone's side even when things are really hard. Max didn't just stay home where it was nice and warm and dry, right? He went out into that cold, scary storm because his friend needed him. That is the very definition of loyalty. It means showing up for the people you care about during their absolute hardest times.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it compares two kinds of friends. On one side, you've got a fair-weather friend. Now, that's just a silly way of describing someone who only wants to hang out when the sun is shining and everything is super easy, but they kind of run away when it rains or when you're having a bad day. On the other hand, we have a loyal friend. Just like Max, a loyal friend is someone who brings a lantern in the storm. They bring light and help when you're scared or going through a really tough time. So, which kind of friend would you want to be?
Section 5. Being a good friend.
You know, there are some really big, important character traits that describe Max. And the best part is, they can describe you too. A good friend is brave. They do the right thing even when they're feeling a little scared. They're helpful. They guide you when you feel stuck. They're caring. They love you a whole lot. And, most importantly, they are loyal. They never, ever give up on you. I really want you to remember these words and try to practice them every single day.
Okay, let's get back to our story. Thanks to Max's incredible bravery and loyalty, Adam and Max finally made it home. They were safe, warm, and so loved. Adam's parents were obviously beyond relieved and happy to see them. They immediately scooped little Max up in a warm, cozy blanket and gave him a massive bowl of delicious food as a reward for being so brave.
Later that night, as they were finally resting and safe, Adam leaned down and whispered softly to Max. He said, "You are not just my dog. You are my hero." Max just closed his eyes happily and fell fast asleep right beside his best friend. You know, this beautiful moment just reminds us how much true loyalty means to the people we love. When you're loyal, you literally become a hero in your friend's heart.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer today. We've learned all about Max, his sheer bravery on that wobbly bridge, and the true, deep meaning of loyalty. So I want to leave you with one final big question to think about. How will you be a lantern of loyalty for your friends today? Really think about how you can be that guiding light when things get tough for someone else. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you next time.